I think there is a delay. This is the first time I've ever done this. I'm able to connect to chat. Hello. Says I have 4. Let's see. There we go. Hey man, how you doing? What I've been up to? Oh man, I have been doing insane amount of gigging. In fact, I overdid it. I burnt myself out. I have definitely sung too much. I finally reached that limit. How are you? What have you been up to? And I thought I'd try this out. This is new. I'm been trying some new things going into the new year, and redid my studio room here. You can't see what I'm looking at here, but it looks good. But yeah, I'm getting back into picking up the coaching and just having fun and doing some more videos and enjoying it. How about you? Let's do it. Oh, very cool, man. Very cool. Well, I'm flattered that you've been a fan and a follower for years. That's really cool. Thank you. What all do you like to do? I see you working with Mr. Nemitz. What all do you like to sing? What are you working on? Music work has picked up a ton and have no time to sing. What do you do for music? I guess. So I can't get the chat unless it's in its own window, and I don't know why. Good stuff, YouTube. Good stuff. And you gotta make time to sing, man. You gotta make time to sing. But I feel you, man. I was singing so much myself. Music produce and create music with my brother. Very cool, man. Yeah, man. Feel free to drop a link. I'd love to give you an opinion. Very cool. Although my opinion, I guess, technically doesn't matter because it's if you like it and the people you're doing it for like it, that's all that matters, man. As long as you're enjoying yourself, man, that's what's important. It took me a while to learn that. It really did. Yeah, I know. That's how it is, though, right? You're like, man, I love your opinion. It's like, why do you want it? I'm always asking some of these like dudes in Nashville that are like insane players, musicians, and stuff. I'm like, I used to anyway. I used to always try to get their opinions and knowledge, and they just kept on telling me, man, just play and have fun. And the more I do it, the better I get. Ironically, you know. Oh, you can see Zeus in the corner there. My dog. He's chewing over there. If you can hear a little in the background, that's him. There he is back there. You can see him. He's munching away. He's a good boy. Isn't that right, boy? Ah, he's busy. Velhu, how you doing? Oh, on humor. Cool, man. Well, definitely send it my way. I guess the biggest compliment for that is if I laugh. But I love funny music, man. I love comedy in general. My girlfriend actually helped me get tickets to see. She has a friend that helps, because Ticketmaster sucks. Ticketmaster is the absolute worst. And she has a friend that does pre-sales and stuff at Bridgestone Arena here in Nashville. And she got me tickets to go see Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle do their little duo thing together. And I guess they're only doing 2 shows, one in New Orleans and one in Nashville. Why they picked Nashville, I don't know. But I'm not complaining because those are, well, especially Dave Chappelle. He's like my favorite comedian ever. So I get to see my favorite comedian. And I'm probably more excited to see that than I have been any music acts in a long time, actually. Although Meshuggah, I saw Meshuggah, and that was probably the coolest band I've ever seen live, I will say. And I've seen some cool bands, but that I think was one of the coolest shows I've ever seen live of all time. Oh, I'm going to fix my little lava lamp there. And also, too, if y'all have questions about any vocal things or whatever, that's kind of what I'm going to start doing. I'm thinking maybe, like a couple times a week I can do something like this. Just kind of sit here for an hour and go over vocal questions, music questions, whatever. And we'll just kind of do this together, and give me, I'd like to make videos for y'all. I'd like to make videos and just share what I know, put a lot more content, make it more enjoyable for everybody. But I've always just been a little confused exactly what to do. I've never been able to really just figure it out. I think I was just really overthinking everything. And so, the more I figure we can do some of these live streams and I can get more of a feel what y'all are looking for, and I can do it together. Juicy Smollett, I know, me too, man. He's like, when he starts talking about it, he's like, he's this French guy, Juicy Smollett. And everybody in the audience, including me, it took like about a few seconds to be like, who's he talking about? Yeah, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I think that stand-up was up there with Killing Them Softly. Killing Them Softly is one of my favorite stand-ups of all time. And I think that was up there with that. That was so funny to me. And check out my cool rocks glass. My girlfriend's father gave it to me for Christmas. It's just really cool. It's like twisted. And so I'm just sipping on a little bit of whiskey. So Colonel, where is it Bostwick? I want to make sure I say that right. But where you from, man? Oh, we're up to 7 viewers, it looks like. All right. Yes. I'm actually pretty excited. That's pretty cool. I haven't been on here for so long. Oh, East Tennessee. Well, hell, man. Come on down, man. Come on by. We're in East Tennessee. My grandmother used to live in Jefferson City. My mom actually went to Carson Newman, if you know where that is. There's Gabby. There's my woman. Gabby, it's Juan. How you doing, buddy? Man, I feel like I'm talking to a YouTube celebrity now. You are a YouTube celebrity. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you too, man. I figured I'd start these live things. YouTube made it more understandable for me what I was doing. So I was like, now's the time. I'm going to get it going. Oh, cool. Rich Redmond. Oh, hell yeah. I was actually working at when I first moved back to Nashville from Brooklyn, I was teaching vocal lessons at a school of rock. And just for like about 6 months or so. And Rich Redmond came and did a little clinic. And I think that was the first time in my life I truly realized how good a tight drummer was. And like all the silence he would put in, it just blew me away. It was by far probably one of the coolest clinics I've ever seen. But as far as drumming, that dude is a beast. If you know who Sean Fuller is, he plays with Florida Georgia Line. I get to play with him probably about once every month or two, and he plays with one of my good friends. He also is my bass player and one of my guitar players as well. And they play together every Monday night at Mellow Mushroom, and they do Metal Mondays. So you get to see Sean Fuller back there doing his. He tries his best to do his full double kick and massive drum set stuff on a little club kit at Mellow Mushroom, and they pull it off, man. Everything from Rush to Metallica to Pantera, Megadeth, Disturbed even. So if you make it to town, man, you definitely want to check out Sean, man. He hits harder than Rich Redmond, though. I think he's a hard hitter. And Gabby, we are talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Say hi to Juan. I think you met Juan one time while I was teaching him. Also, if any of y'all have tips on how to live stream better, not as far, content I'm sure I'll get better at, but as far as some technical stuff, let me know. YouTube keeps saying my stream rate is lower than it's supposed to be, or my resolution, and I don't understand why. My plans for YouTube, Juan, I'm getting back into the game, man. As you can see, I got a new studio room here, and oh, you barely see him? Yeah, there he is. I gave him a chewy so he wouldn't be barking out the door while I'm trying to do this. Yeah, man, you definitely should, dude. Come on in from East Nashville. You're right down the street, man. You're practically in the next neighborhood. Especially compared to everybody I teach all over the world, man. That's cool. And Juan, yes, dude, my plans, man. I don't know, dude. You've been killing it. I should probably get some tips from you, actually. It's like, honestly, I should, man. We should hang out, and I should take a lesson from you, man. Zeus is he's chewing his a chewy. I gave him a chewy, so he wouldn't disturb everybody. Gabby and I just had a lot of coffee at Starbucks. We were on our laptops. In fact, I was working on my YouTube channel, and we were sitting there, and Gabby just got into UPenn, so congratulations for a program, and she's gonna go get a degree there, which is super cool, and an Ivy League degree. It's insane, and we had a lot of coffee, so if I look like I'm on a lot of coffee, that's why. Gabby, did you see the glass I was using? The fancy Alex Soler Glass. Hi, Marissa. How are you? Oh, we're up to 2 likes now. I think I'm getting it. I'm getting the hang of it. LOL. Streaming's big. What kind of CPU are you using? Oh man, I used to be all into that stuff, but I got I had an Alienware for about 10 years, an Alienware R3 desktop, and it was my beast. I still have it. It's just very loud. The fan is just very loud. It's 10 years old. It's supposed to be water cooled, but it's still loud. But I was starting to have a few little issues with it, so I finally upgraded to a MacBook Pro. So I believe it's an i5, but it's a MacBook, so I didn't really want to geek out over the tech because it would just disappoint me. It's just the 2.4 gig quad core Intel, i5. But I got about 8 gigs of RAM. But I don't know if you can even update the RAM on these things anymore, which is which is lame. But oh well. It could be too because I'm a good distance from the router, but I usually don't have any issues. But Marissa, fine. I'm glad you're fine. What do you do, Marissa? What do you do? Oh, and y'all need to convince Gabrielle Soler on there. By the way, check out her music. She has a gorgeous voice, actually, and I'm not just saying that because she's my girlfriend. But I originally met her way back when I was teaching at Brett's back at the day, and she was taking lessons. Yeah, she's got a phenomenal, gorgeous voice. So if you all want to hear her sing, you have to convince her to sing. She's so busy working on her Ivy League stuff, she's missing out on her singing. I know she misses it, so you got to convince her to do some more singing. She's going to get really mad at me for saying that. But we were thinking about doing some duets. I haven't played piano much. I lost some of my chops. I got to get them back. It's all been guitar lately. I love you too, but I am spoiling you. Yeah, actually, this is kind of fun. I could do this. I could do this definitely easily, more than at least 2 or 3 days a week. Marissa, working on a documentary. Very cool. What's any France Gall? No, I don't know. I don't know any of that. But you're working on a documentary. Is that the name of it? Or do I know any France Gall? Should I look up France Gall? Yes. Oh, very cool. She is my favorite. There she is, French singer. Oh, well, she's a little old school, isn't she? She won the Eurovision Song Contest. There you go. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never really listened to her. I'll have to check her out. And she's on Spotify. I like that. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's cool. I like that. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's cool. 60s pop. That sounds pretty good for some 60s stuff coming out of the 60s. That's cool. Ooh, 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 ooh. That had been done in the 80s. Stick with the 60s pop so I can check out the 60s stuff. This is France Gall. France Gall featuring Drake. No, I'm just kidding. 60s stuff. I don't know if they even have any albums from the 60s. The earliest one on Spotify says 75. That's good enough for me, though. But yeah, I'll have to check this out. My dad's a big. My dad's not French, but he's a big French guy. He lived in France for a while. Ah, definitely. I have to ask my dad. I bet my dad knows who she is. Yeah, he was big into Marcel Sardou, Marcel Sardou, something like that. I'm sure I'm butchering that name terribly. That was his favorite French guy. Marissa blew up the chat. Look at that. I will try it on YouTube when I'm not using it. I don't want to bog it down and screw it up. That's cool. That's cool. I'll check it out. Sure, send me a link. Y'all feel free to email me too if you have questions and all that stuff. It might be easier. Chris at Chris Keller VXstudios.com. Just email me on there. Email anything if that's easier. If you have songs and stuff y'all want to sing or send, all that good stuff. Yeah, hit me up. You have questions, lessons questions, whatever. Anything about singing. You want to send me links to stuff you're working on? Like Mr. East Tennessee up there. France in the 60s. I bet French people in the 60s were like super cool. Like the rock stars from like Europe in general were super cool in the 60s. They had like the super tight suits and the cool hair. Yeah. They were cool. Yeah, just send me anything. Send me any questions, whatever. You got it, Marissa. You got it. Cool. See if this thing is still in tune. I haven't played this in a while. Your dad would know about France back in the... Yeah, he would. I'm trying to think when he actually... he would have been in France, I believe. I think in the 70s. Maybe try writing a route or two. Yeah, wiring. Yeah. How about back off pressure volume right around the vocal break, but still achieving solid connection? Ah, dude, that, my friend, is the absolute question. The only thing, okay, cool. I'll check out that tune. I'll pull that up so I can check it out when we're done here. There we go. I have an exercise for you, man. My favorite exercise. Everybody always has exercises for those things. My thing is the vocal break should be exposed. Not necessarily when you're gigging live, But when you're actually practicing it and working on it, because it's too easy when you want to work on something for it to sound perfect. So like if you're warming up, you immediately want to make your voice sound really good. Um, the temperature has been getting up into the 70s all of a sudden, so my allergies have been kind of nutty, and I have to sing at this metal thing Monday, and I have to sing Skid Row, Youth Gone Wild. I love that song. I love Sebastian Bach so much, and I have to sing that in original key. And I'm like, oh, great, my allergies are kicking in. So I'll be singing all weekend anyway. Some Guns N' Roses and Zeppelin and some things like AC/DC. So my voice will be up there, but I still something like that powerful, and I want to do a good job since it's just I'm only singing one song in this whole thing, so I want to do a really good job. And I was this past week I was like, well, I need to actually hit some vocal technical things more than I usually do. Yeah, it's terrible in Tennessee, man. So I was like, I need to hit some stuff more than I usually do. And I went back to one of my favorite exercises. I did it yesterday for a while, and my voice is feeling a lot better today. But I'll use the piano actually. But so if you take like a fifth, just like a perfect fifth, if you start on like just F to a C right now, keep it easy. But you can do it many different ways, but one of the best things to do is take like a vowel. It could be a diphthong, it could be a straight vowel, whatever. But if you were to go, just say like for instance, take like a n, right? So if you were to go, na 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 na, na 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 na, really slow down and really milk your way through that. As you get higher, what you'll notice, like if I go through that first bridge, na 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 na, na 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 na, I can feel all the exposure to what's going on. Na 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 na, especially on the way back down. Once you start changing the vowel sounds, like an A, nay, 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 you're really opening it up. You're really exposing it. What you're hearing now was not able to happen yesterday, and the only reason I'm able to do it today is because I did it for like an hour yesterday. Na 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 na, na 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 na. That one, right? You heard it get kind of loose and nasty up there. So that doesn't mean that I'm doing it wrong necessarily. What it means is I need to work on it in a very easy way. Like I need to know, oh, my voice is breaking right there. It doesn't mean I have to add more muscle. It doesn't mean I have to add more pressure anywhere. What it means is I just need to do it a lot. That can mean 20 minutes. It can mean 30 minutes. It can mean an hour. It can mean a few days, whatever. But what I would do is maybe go through like different sounds. Whoa, for instance. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Ma, 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 ma. Nay, 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 nay. And as I keep doing it, you'll hear it get better and better. And it's not because I'm really changing anything. I'm changing the vowel sounds. I'm changing the consonant But what I'm not doing is adding any more pressure to it. I'm just doing it repetitively over and over. Just like if you're learning a new mode or a new scale on the guitar, at first it feels a little funky. Or, I've been trying to get a lot faster with my economy picking. It sucks. But once you start getting it, it's just like, oh. And then when you have those smooth runs and you're like, whoa, I want to do that again. And you don't know how you did it, but you did it super smooth. That's what the voice is like. It's such a fine little connection. And as you keep doing it over and over and over, and exposing the issue rather than trying to hide it. The last thing you want to do is hide it with muscle pressure and honestly overthinking it. But a lot of times, my favorite things to do are when I'm working on that connection without giving it that extra push and volume. It's repetitiveness. That's simple as that. And it's repetitiveness. But thank you, though. It's repetitiveness, doing it very light. And it's one of those things you just have to take time to do. There's really no quick, easy answer other than just take the time to do it. I wish there was like a one exercise that you could do some adjustments and make it happen, but there isn't. Just like anything you get good at, it's just repetition, doing it over and over and over, and not expecting it to be perfect. You don't want to push through it either, because that leads to injury, just like sports, you know. But anything physically with the body, you never push it. You allow the coordination to happen, and that's what you should do. That's what I do. And again, that's what I'm going to be doing all week, because getting back into this YouTube thing, and just like I said, some changes going on into this year. And one of the things I thought of was, I was like, I've been singing so much. I've learned so much technically, but I also developed a few kind of bad habits technically because I was singing so much. And I want to reverse that and kind of get the best of both worlds. Everything I knew technically from before, and then taking everything I've learned from gigging nonstop and singing some of these songs I would never dreamed I could do in a 4-hour set, and doing it, kind of combining all the good of that. So just letting airflow. Yeah, and the airflow too, don't push it. Don't push the air. A good exercise for that too is if you're doing the good old that whole thing. If you're doing that, sometimes go through it like 2 times in a row, but do it kind of quiet. You know, so if I'm doing just a light, trying to think of a fun syllable, say way. You know, that's the way. So if I'm doing it kind of light, the W is going to get the air moving. But what I want to do is like 2 times in a row, very quietly, right? Way, 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 way. And what you hear is the second round. Way, 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 way. I ran out of breath there because I held it. But the second round, the second time through there, when you get to the top, it'll be, I don't want to say, well, it'll be easier, yes. It won't necessarily be louder and fuller, but you'll notice the tone will be more pure. And the reason that tone is pure is because you've actually gotten rid of some of that excess air. And again, you don't want to push it, but air should be coming out at a very small yet consistent rate. And once you get through that first pass, way, 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 way. Once you get through that first pass, by the time you get back up there, way, 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 way. You start kind of laying back a little bit because you know, I have to conserve my air a little bit. I have to use just enough. And you kind of subconsciously start, well, you do it in the best possible way. I think of it like if you're swimming underwater. Back when I was on the swim team, the coach would be like, go swim laps underwater. Just, what it would do would be building up your actual lung and muscle coordination. Because if you go underwater and you start doing all this crazy stuff, you're going to burn the oxygen really quickly. So what you learn to do is do the most efficient movement possible. And that extremely efficient movement leads to going faster underwater with using the least amount of energy. So your voice, again, it's a very similar thing. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic, but it's a very similar thing. So practice both of those. The sliding through the fifths thing, man, that is, if I took a desert island exercise with me, and I say you could take one exercise with you to a desert island, that would be the one for me. Some people love the round scale. I would take that fifth, man, all day, every day. That is my all-time favorite. And if I got really funky, I'd get minor key or something, make it bluesy or something. But that's what I would do. And one more exercise for fun that I've been doing lately. Yes, Marissa, she's like learning a whole bunch now. She's just listening. I love it. Um, the other thing would be lip rolls, actually. Um, as far as exercises go, lip rolls most people do wrong. And I was thinking about making. There's two videos I was thinking about making for my first video back into things. A warm up video talking about stretching instead of pushing. Stretching's more important than pushing for warming up. The other two is, or the other second, I mean, number two, second, whatever. Second would be lip rolls, as far as technical stuff, because most people do lip rolls incorrectly, or lip bubbles, whatever you want to call them. They're not supposed to be pushed. If you're doing a lip roll right there, for instance, let me snag some water here. But if you're doing a lip roll, what you want to do is the whole thing. I used to be if I do lip rolls, put it here. Now I would go, I would kind of squeeze a little bit. So it would be kind of tight. But I never got the point in lip rolls. I never got the most out of it. And I couldn't figure out why. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. And what I realized recently was the benefit of doing it without the fingers, and practicing getting the coordination of it. Again, kind of like when we were talking about going through that bridge, right? Keeping the volume low. It's all about repetition and coordination. So if I'm doing that scale with lip rolls twice, what I would do is do the whole 2 passes, 1 breath, but no fingers, and I would do my absolute best to keep my face in this very lazy, relaxed feeling. I would go. And then I keep going. And notice that second time, the sound didn't even come out all the way. That's right. She's got plenty to say, though. She introduced me to a cool artist. Y'all are awesome. So like the second time through, if the sound doesn't come out the whole time, again, I don't want to push it or do anything different to get that sound to come out other than just repetition and just keep doing it. And it's also more relaxing, so it makes a lip trills. You can call them lip trills. Yeah, some people call them lip trills. Lip rolls, lip trills, lip bubbles. Yeah, definitely. But again, some more examples I would go into. Lazy trills. There you go. And that's the point, man. Keep it real lazy. It's more about being lazy actually than getting the note out. Like Keanu. Whoa. So right here, if I go up as well, I want to be able to kind of speak out of it. I want it to be kind of open and relaxed. I don't want it to be, oh, there we go. Now I'm doing it. If you're doing it like this, you're not doing it right. Because you can feel that, right? If you're trying to squeeze through it, you're getting the note. But if you open up at the top, this is what it would sound like. So if I loosen up, this is what it would sound like, and I could do this all day long. My soft palate is up. My head voice is being worked very well. So if my head voice is being worked, going into my mix, my chest voice, everything, again, that bridge is working very well. That bridge is working through there at a much more efficient rate. So that's what I would do, man. Those are the 3 exercises I've been working on lately. I got into singing so many gigs and songs, I stopped singing, honestly, throughout the week. So, are you saying lip trills hurt your jaw? That's not good for. Where does it hurt your jaw? Like in this area right here, like in the actual joint. That's not a good thing if that's where it hurts. Although I will say, when I've had some weird teeth issues in my life and I have plenty to go. But I had braces for a while when I was a kid. Then I had them again just several years ago. You can probably find some videos with me with braces. But sometimes, yeah. So like when I had the bands on, they're kind of moving my jaw alignment around a little bit. My right side feels like there's a hinge where it opens and then it like snaps forward a little bit and comes down. Yeah, there's definitely delay. But I hate it because it didn't used to be that way until after I had the braces. But I've rarely found that it hurt my jaw that much. It's just when I'm really excessively opening it. So if lip rolls hurt your jaw, or lip trills, they shouldn't, because you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, I would suggest better form. Practice looking into a mirror, because if you're really kind of squeezing your jaw forward, like that, if you're pushing it forward, there's where your tension is. Your jaw shouldn't really be doing anything different than if someone said, sit there and do absolutely nothing, and you just went. That's about the pressure your jaw should have. An exercise for that, this is one old Brett taught me back in the day. I kind of liked it, but he would take his thumbs and put them on his, the soft area under your chin. He'd always call it the digastric muscle. I've seen it called several things, but put your thumbs there. Don't push, just kind of rest them there, and take your fingers here and kind of practice. Again, you got to practice it. It's not something you can just immediately do. Yeah, you probably are too tense. That's one of the big things. So you can practice actually going like that and just loosening up your jaw. And if your whole head moves, then your jaw is definitely too tight. You want to keep that jaw loose. So if I can keep my head still and wiggle my jaw around freely with my fingers, my jaw is loose. So if you can't do that, I would suggest practicing something simple as that. The cool thing about a lot of these kinds of things too, especially like that, is you can do it anywhere, anytime. You can be walking from your kitchen to the family room, to your car in the parking lot. You could be walking anywhere, and you could be going, just try it out several times a day, and it'll help. I'm a big fan of practicing things, especially the quiet things, right? Big fan of practicing those quiet things when you actually have the ability to do so. So I put up a poll, and I asked if y'all wanted more technique, video, or covers. And it seems that covers and techniques are about even. If y'all had any suggestions for covers, what would y'all like to hear? Preferably in English, because if it's not in English, I probably am going to butcher it and be very embarrassed. So if you have any covers you'd like me to at least maybe even sing like a verse and a chorus or something, I don't know. It doesn't have to be the whole song necessarily. I guess I could be the judge if I want to do the whole song or not. But if you have any ideas other than, some of the obvious ones, like difficult for the sake of being difficult. Those get old. By the way, thanks y'all so much for watching and chatting. This is actually super cool. Kevin Matt W. If you have a moment after helping Marissa with her questions, I think we helped Marissa out. I was wondering what exercise ideas you would use for working on tone quality. Oh man, tone quality. Excellent question. Man, it's an excellent question because it's such a difficult question. Tone, I think, is so subjective. And that might not be the answer you're looking for, but tone is so subjective. So I would say if you're looking at improving your tone, I would say the best thing is to experiment with different tones. Um, the, and the more you practice, the more you can hear tone. When I started picking up electric guitar and taking it more seriously, um, I got into the world of pedals. I got my Kemper sitting right here. I have a Friedman amp that's actually in LA right now being repaired. That's another story. But yeah, I became a tone nut, and I started listening to guitar guys that I loved. Shape of vocal tract, yeah, definitely. Um, yeah. So, but yeah, to continue, and this will definitely help with that as well. Um, the thing that I found more than anything to help me even hear what I was doing, because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to listening more than it is creating it. What I would start doing was the more I played and the more I got into the instrument, I would start latching on to certain guys and certain players that I love their tone. Some guys I would love their tone, but I wasn't necessarily into their music. Other guys I would love their music, but I didn't really like their tone. Um, oh, you're all good, man. You're all good, brother. Yeah, you got it, dude. You got it, man. Um, so anyway, so I noticed when I really found a tone that I really started liking and started enjoying, I started going down that route. And so when I started trying to get close to that sound as possible, you start listening in a different way. What you start doing is really hearing like, yeah, that's kind of there, but that's not all the way there. Um, like, okay, this particular thing gets me there. This guitar pedal gets me there. This style amp gets me there. This kind of the mids, maybe pushing the mids a little bit gets me there. More of a boost rather than a gain. There's a little bit of slap back, so it's whatever. So there's all these little things that you can start hearing and you start experimenting with. And that really, more than ever, started getting my ear developed for it. And the more I listened, the more I experimented trying to get the tone I imagined in my head that I was influenced by the 4 or 5 guitar players I really loved, the better and better I got at understanding the tone and understanding what I was looking for. So my suggestion is to you, as far as like a good starting point, would be think of a few singers, a few guys that you really like their tone. I'd also recommend picking like 4 or 5 different guys, different bands, maybe different genres, different decades, whatever. Pick, like I said, pick 4 or 5 artists, and go from there. Think what is it you like about their tone? What do they do that really appeals to you? And then the more you start working on kind of getting to that place, you're gonna start finding your own path, and you're gonna start hearing your own voice a lot better. That's what I highly recommend. Um, and the best way to do that, again, is to experiment. What I was saying earlier is just to experiment. That's the only way you're going to actually start developing the tone you want to do. And now as far as relating the vocal track to that, um, there's a lot of answers for that. But truth is, the more open you are, the bigger and fuller your tone is. The more you focus on like higher placement, your tone's going to be a little bit more shrill, but it can also cut through the mix really well. So certain things you want to hear that. You want a little bit more of a shrill voice, but you want to slice right through the mix. Like if you're playing with a lot of heavy guitars or like a metal band. If you're singing more opera, you're going to want a much thicker tone, a little bit more on the bottom end, with just that slight bit of ringing, that tenor brass, that that where it's very round. The mids aren't necessarily as present. I always feel that tone is a lot of ups and mostly downs. You hear that tenor ring up top, or tenor brass as they call it. But if you're going for more of, like a Norwegian metal thing, it's gonna be more in here. I can't do that very well, but you get the point. But more Axl Rose even. You're gonna get up here more, but still thick all at the same time. Chris Cornell, that's a whole nother tone. If you're gonna sing bluesy stuff, that's sometimes airy and loose. That's a whole nother thing. Crooning tone. Man, I used to croon all the time, actually, back when I was in college. That's what I did, man. I actually had a jazz guitar player. Frank, okay, my secret to crooning, good, man. Yeah, dude, so yeah, that's what I would do, man. Pick some of your favorite singers, start from there, and, listen to them for a little bit. Come back to me, man. Come back to one of the live chats. Email me, the Chris at chriskellervxstudios.com, and we'll figure it out, man. We'll help you figure your tone out. We'll take a lesson, whatever. But Bing Crosby, Frank, and Dean, man. The secret to them, and it's not even a secret, it's all about the enunciation. It's about being loose in the enunciation. So Frank, all the crooners, man. So if you're singing like "Fly Me to the Moon," the last thing you want to do is think of perfect technique. Like, you want to fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. You want to actually give it a little bit of that cool. It's all about the enunciation. So gemination, that's the key, man. I actually wrote a blog about that way back in the day. Gemination is where you take the consonants and elongate them. So like "fly me," so it would be the F and the L. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. So the vowels aren't as big as the consonants. And you can lay back and do that, man. You can sip on some whiskey and the summer wind came a rolling in. That's where you can chill and do that. I did it my way. It's about the it's about the consonants, actually. Let those consonants build your vowels rather than the other way around. So if you do all vowels, I did it my way, it starts getting kind of boring. But if you give it those consonants, I did it my way, that gives it that extra power to it. So it's not actually louder, but it's right where you want it to be. So I'm trying to think of some other crooning songs, man. Top of my head, I did a whole bunch of them back in the day. I have a fake book somewhere around here. I think it's in one of these crates. I have like 3 of them. But yeah, man, that's what I would do. Nature Boy, man, that's one of my favorites, man. Nature Boy and Summertime, good old Gershwins. Whole Lot of Love and croon Whole Lot of Love. You need cooling. I don't know, man. How would you do that? You need cooling, baby. I don't have that low end though that Frank has, man. That's why I never stuck with it. I'd have to do a high in a weird way, like you need cooling, baby. I'm not fooling. I'm gonna send you back to schooling. I don't know. It'd be lame. I probably have to drink a lot to make that sound worth listening to. Drink a lot. Smoke a cigar or something. I don't know. I think that's something to struggle with, balancing what I think is good technique with the style and motive aspect that I want to convey. Both can coexist, but seem to take on a different mental focus. You are preaching to the choir, man. I constantly go back and forth. At the end of the year, into 2019, I was doing 4 gigs a weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then into Monday. 4-hour gigs, all of them. And I was doing AC/DC and Zeppelin and all that stuff back to back. 4 hours straight. So I was singing 16 hours in a row, and thanks. I think it was silly. But man, I would like almost every gig I would start. I would constantly be going through like, okay, is my voice ready? Does it feel good? So what I would kind of do would be getting in the habit of having songs that I could play more that were a little easier, where I knew I could not worry about as much. Like stupid Tom Petty stuff. Or, that's not stupid. I love Tom Petty, but I mean stupid in a sense where these songs get overplayed. But she came in from an Indiana town, had a good-looking mama who never was around. She grew up tall and she grew up right with them Indiana boys on an Indiana night. So while it's not a high song, it would help me just kind of loosen up a little bit. You know, sometimes it's the low stuff that helps you loosen up and find that balance between the technique and actually giving like a little bit of emotion into what you're doing. We start a lot with a some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, that red, white, and blue, yeah. But when the band plays Hail to the Chief, they point the cannon right at you, Lord. It ain't me, it ain't me. I'm no fortunate son, no. It ain't me, it ain't me. I'm no fortunate son, no. So a song like that would be just enough for me, that it would make me open up, but not push it too much. Another one that would be high enough, but also not like ridiculous. I got my first real 6-string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69, standing on your mama's porch. You told me it would last forever. The first time I sing that every set, that word last, it would get me every time. And then by the end of the song, I start feeling better. Told me it would last forever. And so it would take about 3 or 4 songs to loosen up. And that's when I would start trying to convince myself not to overthink about, told me not to overthink about style. Even then, I wouldn't be proud if I gigged sounding like that, because it sounds a little forced, a little contrived. Now, if I sang for like 30 minutes, I'd feel much better. I'd feel much, much better. I'd feel more confident about my voice. I would loosen up enough where it would sound good technique, but not like a vocal coach singing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm singing correctly. Like, I don't want to sing correctly. I want it to sound good, you know? And that's the key with anything, right? We learn all these technical things on guitar, piano, drums, any instrument, the voices included, where it's so easy to get caught up in, am I doing it right? Rather than, yeah, but am I having fun and does it sound good? And are the people listening having fun and does it sound good? You know, so finding that balance is difficult. And again, it's one of those things that it takes time, man. It absolutely takes time. There's no easy answer and solution for that other than just do it. Because I was gigging so much, I wasn't finding myself just sitting and playing through songs and enjoying myself. And I was kind of bummed about it. So I'm going down to 1 gig a weekend. That's it, all week, starting in April. And I'm actually excited about it. So a year ago, I'd have been like, oh no. And now I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm ready to kind of get back into enjoying singing again, actually. I was gigging too much, man. Sorry, I'm a little parched. My allergies have gotten me. But keep the questions coming. We'll go a little bit longer here. Yep, it's a definitely hard work and consistency. That's all it is. And the hard work comes from, and one of the things about the hard work is actually getting yourself to chill. For me, that's been actually the hardest thing. Not the actual technique itself, or not learning the songs, not getting on stage and doing it. What's been the actual hard work is getting myself to chill. That's been the hard work for me. And so when you always hear about hard work and singing, um, it's so easy to skip over that. That one of the hardest things to do is to allow yourself just to enjoy your voice and do it. What are my major aspirations? Oh, dude, I don't know, man. I used to know. I used to want to be a big star like everybody else. But honestly, man, I'm at a point now where all I really want to do is enjoy music again. Of course, I want to make a good living. Um, but oh yeah, definitely trusting yourself, baby. That's right. um, but yeah, my major aspirations. Sorry, Gabby interrupted me. Gabby, you came in late to the conversation. I'm just kidding. I love you. No, you're right. It is part of trusting your body. Yeah, that's the feeling when you actually stop worrying about it, and then all of a sudden it just happens. Like if you forget a lyric, like you have a phrase coming up and you start thinking about it too much, you'll forget the lyrics. But if you just allow yourself to go with it, the lyric all of a sudden pops in. Same thing like a guitar solo or when playing piano, whatever. It's amazing how those things your brain actually goes, no, you got this. Don't let yourself make this difficult. But my aspirations, man, yeah, it you're fine, man. Yeah, my aspirations used to be, like everyone else that gets into music. Not everyone, but be a big star. Live those dreams. Um, but I will say that for the most part, now I got to an age where I was like, I want to focus more on family, a little bit more consistency. As much as I love music, the music business is very difficult to make a consistent living. It's very, very difficult, especially balancing, vocal coaching and performing and gigging, doing your own music. Um, they always say keep your eggs in don't keep them all in one basket. But truth is, if you really want to be successful, I do think you do need to really focus on one thing. From what I've learned, rather than kind of just doing little bits of things here and there. Now, having a side hustle is one thing, but if you have a side hustle, it should be something you don't necessarily lose yourself passionately into. And I think that's where I made the mistake. I kind of was combining music work with my music passion, and that started becoming a bit of an issue. So it just burnt me out. Um, and and I also knew I was like, the one thing I've always been, I don't want to say just good at, but one thing I've always felt that I've had a good connection with, and a good connection with people. Singing, of course, but vocal coaching. And so I'm going to do a lot more vocal coaching. The online thing, I always kind of put it on and off. But also now, after driving down to a studio recently in Nashville several times a day, and the traffic's gotten so comically bad because Nashville's grown so much, I was like, I could just teach from home and teach on Skype and do YouTube, and that might be a lot more pleasant. And after I've been doing the gigging I did and got burnt out again, I was like, YouTube live and YouTube videos all of a sudden seem really, really, really awesome, and like the best outlet I could possibly do. So I tried for 13 years of my life. I'm 26 now. But yeah, 26, man. You shouldn't be burnt out at 26. If you are, man, I'm sorry. I'm almost 10 years older than you, man, and this is I finally got burnt out. So if you're burned out at 26, man, definitely take a break, man, or reassess where your focus and priorities are, and also let's look at the passion, because it's so easy to think passion is a great thing, but truth is passion can destroy you, man. Passion is one of the craziest things. It's there's a show on HBO, The New Pope. It got really weird, but one of the first episodes was so cool because John Malkovich did this speech on passion, and he talked about how the Catholic Church, in order to win back the people, they need to focus on love and tenderness, not passion, because passion is what leads to problems, it leads to sins. And I was like, you know what? That's true. Every time I think about my passion, it always gets me depressed. If I actually think of what I love and being uh, ten- uh, tender towards the situation. Like, I love to do this. Okay, you love to do this. So how can we do this, but at the same time, not overdo it? And every time, now I'm starting to focus on it more like that, and I'm realizing I'm enjoying music a lot more rather than like, but my passion is to sing. Well, yes, but you can sing too much, and then your passion feels stupid, you know. So can you? Are you going to post stream more? I sure am, man. I sure am. Yes, and that's the thing, man. I used to always be concerned about killing it online, and now I'm not. Now I'm just like, I want to do it because I just want to do it, and I figured it'd be fun and a lot more chill and relaxing. And I figured, like I've been talking about the getting better at singing. The more I do it, the better, the better I'll get at it. And if I focus on it and just focus on chilling and doing it, I'll enjoy it a lot more. So yeah, that's my plans, man. As far as music goes, I'm gigging 1 day a week now. I might pick up an acoustic gig. You know, if that gig stops, maybe another gig. But as far as original music goes, I want to do a blues project. Actually, I want to do a blues project. Do some Zeppelin-y style, some Zeppelin meets Jeff Buckley style blues or something. I don't know. That's kind of my goal. And I figure once you get into blues, well, I like country music too. You know, bluesy country stuff. You know too. I love Chris Stapleton, man. I love some old school country stuff a lot, man. But yeah, so a little combination of all that, and that would be like my original music. And once you're in your 30s, man, you want to do bluesy stuff. Age is no limits. So I was like, that's cool, man. You're singing to a lot of times old people and a lot of old men because you're an old man. Old men are just listening to blues. Like, yeah, man, I get it. So yeah, to me, that's just like, that's a place I'm like, man, I understand it now, and I get it. And I've always loved singing bluesy stuff. That's always been something that's been my favorite thing. So I'm going to combine what I do, what I love to sing. I got some killer blues musicians here. And when I was talking about guitar tone stuff earlier, man, my favorite guitar tone in the world is Joe Bonamassa. Um, his music, I think he's extremely talented, and I would never diss the guy, but I can't get into his music as much as I wish I could. I love listening to it, but I always want to get to like the solos. I love his guitar tone, man. I could just sit and listen to him play guitar with no other instruments for like hours. And so that kind of style a little bit is a goal for me. So if I could learn how to play a quarter as good as him in the next 10 years, I will be happy with my guitar playing and my blues playing. Gabby, you have an incredible voice. You can definitely keep singing. Keep the questions coming. We'll go to 11:30. How about that? And this is a whiskey from Mississippi, by the way, and it's delicious. And Zeus is sleeping. And if you have any cover ideas, send them my way. Send them my way. Yeah, send me any cover ideas y'all have. And I appreciate the technique questions. I appreciate all of y'all very much. This is my first time ever doing this, and I think it's going okay. Gabby, how does it look? Does it look all right? Does it sound okay? For it being the first time. We're all learning here. We're all learning. We got 7 viewers now. I think that's the most we've had so far. For my very first live stream, that's amazing. Oh, it's Alex. Hey, Alex. The Solaires. How you doing, Alex? Hola to you. You're the second person to say hola. What advice would I give to artists who want to create their own unique sound? It was definitely delayed for a little bit. Artists to create their own unique sound. It'd be what I told Kevin earlier a little bit. Pick your biggest influences, the people you love, your artists you love to listen to, and focus on it, enjoy it, listen to it a lot, and the more you listen, the more you sing it, the more you continue to sing in general, that's the best way to find your unique sound. It seems simple, but it's true. Honestly, the best way to find your unique sound is to just sing a crap load and just sing over and over and over. Make mistakes, experiment, learn from it. Get out and sing in front of people, do a terrible job. Get out and sing in front of people, do a great job, and you'll start finding what works for you. I know you've gigged, and I didn't even see that. You can sing like a friggin' boss. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, mimic artist stylings. Like don't imitate, but be influenced. That's what I always say. Mimic's a good way to put it. Mimic it. You don't want to imitate it because imitation leads to, I don't know, that can get kind of boring because everyone goes, oh yeah, well I've heard that before. Writing your own material, definitely. And you're an amazing writer. I need to start getting into writing again. I miss it. I miss it a lot. I do. What are you doing, Alex? Are you just saying hola and just chilling? He's just chilling. Finger styling Metallica. I've never tried that before. I don't think I could thumb downstroke as that felt. That'd be very difficult. Keep the questions coming. We're chilling. We're killing it. Also, again, I've had not one cover suggestion. Not one. You're just chilling? You're just sitting there, Alex? Just sitting there. Marissa, sorry, got caught up in a meeting. You have nothing to apologize for. That's funny. I hope it was a good meeting. I hope you had a good meeting, Marissa. It's Arup. There you are, buddy. Let's see. Do you feel like studying music in college contributed to the artist you are now? I do. I think if I didn't study music in college, my path would have been very different. So it'd be hard for me to imagine not doing it. Do I feel like I needed it? No. Do I feel like it carved the path I'm in now? Yes. But don't get me wrong, there's some music theory things that I've enjoyed. There's a music nerd in me. I think that's what I got the most out of it. There's a bit of a music nerd in me that the music degree actually really felt like it came in, that it fulfilled. Amazing video. Well, thanks, Arup, man. I missed you, buddy. I want to ask, I'm working on my original content. Oh, good, man. Good, dude. But again and again in my songs, the influence coming up, influence are Michael Jackson or Zeppelin. Yeah, man. Yeah, email me, Marissa. How would I come out of that? Not like song, it's just singing style I'm talking about. So you're saying how to not get too caught up in like Led Zeppelin or Michael Jackson style? Oh, good. Thank you, Marissa. Well, it's good to have you here. So how would I come out of that singing style I'm talking about? Yeah, to clarify, Rip, so you're saying that how do you not get too caught up in trying to sound like one particular artist? Is that what you're saying? I think it's a yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, again, it goes back to what I was talking about a little earlier. But that is definitely one of those things. You just got to keep doing it, man. You just got to keep doing it. You got to keep singing. And that's okay, Marissa. We'll see you next time, all right? We'll see you around. It's good. It was good to meet you, and it was good chatting with you. Yeah, Roop. The same thing is really you have to really just keep singing, man. Keep singing. And what I was gonna say is, I've heard you sing, man. I've heard you sing a lot. I've seen you grow as a singer. I've seen you really improve. I saw you start with having very little confidence in yourself, and now you're in a full band. You're doing demo videos. You're making music video stuff. You're writing your own music. You're performing your own music with a full band, doing gigs. Man, it doesn't get better than that. So truth is, the more you keep doing that, you will find your voice. And there's nothing wrong with being influenced with bands like Led Zeppelin and Michael Jackson. Lord knows they've influenced me. So don't let it get to you too much, man. I would suggest just keep doing it. Really simple as that. Just keep doing it. That's all you can do. And hit me up, dude. Hit me up, dude. I owe you a lesson. I owe you a lesson. Some people are very good at mimicking. Is it possible to learn how to mimic better? If even just to use it for a tool for experimenting. I feel like I mimic better when I'm not trying so hard. Yeah, dude, yeah, exactly. that's the thing. Don't try too hard and just keep doing it. So if you gave me an artist to say, can you mimic this artist? I would say no, because that's not me. But if I actually spent some time trying to do it, the more I would listen to it, the more I would keep trying it. You'd find little nuances that singer does, and you would go, okay, they make this little sound on this part, this word. They do this little run a lot. They do this little flow. So those things I would start catching up on, and you start hearing the tone better. So you would start doing it more and more. But yeah, the key to that is not to try too hard, and to experiment while you're trying to mimic it, and see how it feels. You know, if you try to mimic it and it feels just terrible, you're probably on the right track, but you're doing something wrong. So then you have to figure out, okay, the tone quality is kind of on the right direction, but it feels really difficult. Okay, what am I doing different? And then you also get to a point when you realize that your voice isn't the voice you're trying to mimic. So you kind of have to get to a certain point where you go, okay, it's a little bit of a give and take. I can only get so close to that sound, you know? And it goes back to guitar. So if I was trying to mimic a slash sound, you know, but I was using a little tiny like 15-watt blues amp that was from the 50s, I'm not going to get that big full stack slash Marshall tone. You know, it's going to be close, but it's not going to be all the way there. I can use pedals and stuff to get close. And even most people wouldn't tell a difference, but I'm not ever going to get all the way there. And so then you kind of have to meet in the middle and go, then you have to start focusing more on the playing style rather than the tone itself. So certain things you have to kind of give and take. Also, if you're trying to imitate a certain singer, and if it's like a recording, you're hearing a final result. Usually you're hearing the finalized if it's live, it's very well rehearsed, obviously, and you're still hearing it through a microphone, through a lot of processing. If it's a coffee shop recording, that's one thing. But if it's through a microphone in a live setting in a big concert, you never know what gear they're running through. And if it's a studio thing, you're hearing a lot of production. You're hearing a lot of gear. You're hearing a high quality mic. You're hearing a lot of compression, EQing, and you're also still hearing that person with their best take. So they could have done 100 takes, to get their voice to sound that way on that one take. So don't work too hard to sound just like it, but get close enough where you go, okay, I get the gist of it, and then move on. That's my suggestion for that. And that would be kind of into the category of not trying too hard. I used to try to imitate singers as much as I could, and my voice would get so tired. And then when I realized, imitate them like halfway, and then the other half fill in what I would do. And that takes time to practice that as well. It definitely it's its own skill in itself. The more I started practicing that, I actually started feeling a lot better, and I was able to do a lot more covers. And my voice didn't fatigue as quick, and that's how I was able to do all those 4-hour gigs. I can't wait for it either. I can't wait for it either, man. Email me, dude. Yeah, we'll get it done. And we'll work on your style, man. We can do that. We can. I'm looking forward to it, buddy. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to go to 11:30, so we got 4 minutes left. Any last minute questions? I got to walk Zeus here. Anything else? But yeah, thanks y'all so much. Arup, of course. Good to see you, buddy. You just got on here and I'm bailing here. Sorry, man. But yeah, we'll get a lesson in, man. Gabby, I love you. Marissa, great to meet you. Kevin, great to meet you too, man. Hope to see you around. The Colonel, man. Bostwick. I gotta say it right, man. Hit me up, dude, so I can get it right. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stream more, man. I'll see you around, brother. Good to see you, man. Especially being from East Tennessee. Come on by, dude. Let's see. Marissa again. Yeah, and then can't forget Juan, man. He stopped in and said hey. So good to see y'all. Seriously, thank you so much for being here. This is my first live stream. I will remember it. It'll go in my memory. I love you. I gotta get to bed too soon, man. That's right. But you're an hour ahead. You're in Eastern. Can you sing us a chorus of something? Man, let me think. A chorus of something. I got an idea. No, I've done that. I got one. Let's see if I can do it. Sing a bit of Every Little Bit. There we go. All right, man. Oh, man. Well, I appreciate that, man. Smile on my face, dude. You want to hear an original song? My own song. I'm trying to think where. Every breath, every mess. Yeah, right there. So, every breath, every mess, every tear. You know I'm always here. Man, I haven't sung my own song in so long. Phone me up. You know I love every story. Couldn't ever bore me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Every little bit, every little bit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Every little bit. Every breath, every mess, every tear. You know I'm always near. Phone that tonight. That part that goes, not real. Yeah. I put that as a take, joking around, and my buddy Mark Caldwell, which I did a little video thing with him, who did who recorded that. He goes, no, I'm gonna leave that in there, and so he left it in there, and now I always think of that. I'm like, man, why did I sing that so high? Because, like, sometimes if I'm not in the mood to do it, I'm like, crap, I got to sing that part. Dude, thanks, Juan. Thanks, man. Good request. Stairway. Man, that's another time, dude. We'll do that another time, man. And as we wind on down the road. Fun stuff, dude. Yeah, y'all, I appreciate y'all. So I'm going to head out. Sounded amazing. Thanks, you, Arup. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, there's the growl. Yeah, man, I haven't done that in a little bit. I got to get my band to do that at one of my gigs. We haven't done original music in so long. I'm telling you, man, you get burnt out, man. I definitely do. Missing on You is one of the ones we want to do. And thank you, Gabby. Missing on You and every little bit would be fun to do, too. But I appreciate y'all. I'm going to head out. I'm going to get some food or something, just a little snack, and maybe take some allergy medicine or something. I don't know. It's kind of hit me. But I appreciate y'all so much, and I will catch y'all next time. Hit me up if you need anything. My website is under construction right now, but I have a link to email Chris at chriskellervxstudios.com. Hit me up. I will be doing much more of these, and I don't know about schedule-wise. Like, it'd be really cool to do them weekly, like 2 days a week or something, but I'm not sure what days it would be yet. Maybe Tuesdays, Thursdays. We'll do that, and I'll start doing some videos. But hit me up with ideas, too, because that helps me. I think the more y'all tell me what you're looking for, the better it helps me know how to do the videos and to do the right thing to get all the content that you're looking for. So that's what we'll do. So I'll catch y'all soon. I appreciate it. Love y'all. Y'all are badass. Thank you so much. And we'll see you. Thank you.